Hi, welcome everyone today to Celebrity Customer Experience, Riffs with me, Jill Raff, where we riff on anything and everything from employee experience to customer experience. I'm really excited to speak with you today around the idea of leading and not managing, just putting it right out there in front. I want to thank you for joining. If this topic resonates with you, with all that's going on today in your business, I invite you to share, to comment along the way, and join the conversation literally with me. You can do that in the comments. I'll be able to see them and highlight them. And if you're watching the replay, please tag me on the response. I would love to hear what you have to say too. A discussion is much more interesting than being spoken to or at. So that actually really ties in a beautiful segue into what's happening in the marketplace, in the workforce. Your employees do not want to feel that you are speaking at them. They want to feel that you are speaking with them, that you are listening to them, that you are wanting to know what they think, that you're wanting to know the areas that they want to grow, that you're providing them with information of how to succeed and grow within the company as well as an entire whole human being. And that's really what's happening today. If we are still working by, pre-pandemic 2019 thinking, you are out of date and you will continue to have problems staffing. You will have a constant turnover and churn. You will be churning and making butter instead of a business. So I want to dive in a little bit today to kind of talk about and think about those ideas, like why we must lead differently and what's the difference between managing and leading. If you've heard me before, you may have heard me say that managing is really about controlling a scenario, a situation. So think about it in our daily talk, right? In our daily speech, when we say, oh, something's wrong over there. Don't worry, I'll manage it. What does that mean? It means I will control it. I'll take care of it. I will fix it. It will be done, taken care of. And yes, we want someone in charge in our business to be that leader, to be that person who steps up to solve problems. But there's a difference between problem solving, which is creative, which is always better when you have more brains and more people's ideas and their backgrounds and their diversity and what they bring to the table. You're going to end up with a much better solution, many more options as a solution than you would if it's just you, one person as a manager saying, this is what I want you to do. So that's what I mean when I talk about leading differently and not just managing. So we don't want to just control people in an environment. We want to lead. And when you're a leader, it means that you are actually setting a great example, that you are allowing your people to offer their ideas and their input, and that you're letting them know that you trust them and that you want to hear what they have to say, that they are a partner in your success or your failure. So you get to decide, right? If people do not feel like they are a part of that, then it's more likely that there will be more failures and disappointments because you will not have everybody on board. And of course, we always want each of our people to feel ownership and pride in what they do. And without that ownership and pride, you will have that constant churn again, right? It's leading differently today. It's a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable to attract the right aligned talent for your organization. And excuse me, and retaining those people as assets and partners, really growing your business and understanding you're going to be growing repeat business from your end customers. You're going to bring in new customers because they're going to have these amazing experiences. And you're going to do the same with your employees, your internal customers, because they're going to become your advocates. One of the things that I say, my motto and my tagline is turning employees into advocates and customer magnets. So when you create that culture, which you've heard me call a connection culture through relationships, ownership, those people are going to be so happy. They will be your greatest advocates to go out and let people know what a great organization you are to work for. What a great organization you are, that you care about your people, that you are investing in their success, that you are bringing in or using people internally, but usually it's more successful if you bring someone from the outside in with fresh ears and eyes approach to see what's happening in your business, to bring in their unique ideas and perspectives from their past experiences. And in my case, I've worked across multiple industries. I've had the fortune of working really across the globe, 3 continents, 6, 7 countries. And I can tell you that the most fascinating part of that to me has been learning the cultures, seeing how people do the same thing with the same end goal, but in very different ways. And that's super exciting. And these are things that you can benefit from as well in your business if you are open to that and you listen to your people. Lonnie, thanks for joining. Nice to see you. Lonnie says, hi, Jill Ref. Hi back from Ocean Ridge, Florida. Spot on ROI on your Team 365. There you go. And Lonnie knows he's had a lot of great experience in the hospitality industry and understands the value and the importance, the weight actually that the voice of your people carries. It's not just, you always hear VOC in the industry, right? Voice of the customer. Well, I say let's first listen to the voice of the internal customer, almost VOIC, right? Or VOE, voice of your employee. And I think that's really important. Thanks, Lonnie. Thinking outside the box in a highly competitive arena is key. 100%, in any industry that you're in, regardless. I talked last week about good EX and CX is industry agnostic, that it really doesn't matter what industry you're in. So I think that's really important. And, I just wanted to also say that I'm seeing more and more, and tell me what you're seeing, but I'm seeing more and more companies focus on this and recognize, yes, our people are our greatest assets. And I need to acknowledge them. And I need to show them not just through a better paycheck, yes, which is of course important, but we know that people as just human beings, basic, how right, psychologically and how we are made up, we need more than just pay. And it's statistically shown that people will actually take less pay if they're doing something where they feel they're a participant, where there's room for growth, where their voices can be heard and they can contribute. Felix, hi, thank you for joining. Hi from Ontario, Canada. Fantastic. I love the international mix, and a country I have not lived in, but would love to hear your input and your thoughts on things that I'm saying. So thank you so much for joining, and feel free to share if this resonates and you think there are people in your sphere and your group on your pages, wherever you're listening in from, LinkedIn or otherwise, people who are aligned and who can benefit from this. So, going back to where it's really exciting for me to see more and more companies, more organizations, more associations, statewide and otherwise, who are now investing in and recognizing this focused new leadership style. And they're investing in their people and putting it as a priority and understanding that this is, in fact, the most direct, shortest path to increasing your bottom line. It's your shortest path to increase attraction. It's your shortest, most direct path and increasing your retention while decreasing your turnover and all of the losses and expenses that go along with that, which we all understand. And then, of course, the negative impact of even how it affects your end customers. So, in that regard, I'm super excited. I've been booked to speak at the Mid America Restaurant Conference and Expo coming up. And what I'm most excited about, besides that I get to share what I'm most passionate about and hopefully really be able to be there and tangibly meet operators and hear what their problems are and help them problem solve in the moment. And I'm also going to be doing a workshop on company culture. So what I'm so excited about beyond, being able to have that direct impact and meet people, which I love so much, is that this Ohio organization, and it's not just Ohio, I think it's the 5 or 6 contiguous states that are touching Ohio that's all a part of this conference. What's exciting to me is that they have recognize the importance of leading differently in today's world to succeed. And they are making this basically the theme of their conference. How cool is that? I mean, that says it all. Lonnie says, unfortunately, so many dinosaurs in the business that still don't get it. It's sad. It is sad. I agree. Hello, invest in your people and longevity. And yes, the bottom line. Yes. So Lonnie, I feel like the bottom line will take care of itself when you're investing in your people, right? The bottom line takes care of itself 100%. So I'm really excited that this entire conference is going to be focused on the employee experience, on how to be more productive and effective with your teams, how to really rethink about your company culture. Now, of course, the people who will be attending this workshop will be more of the executive owners or executive leadership and high-end managers, people who are the decision makers who can make a change in that culture. So I'm really excited to get in with them and help them reassess the core values that they've already established, reassess the values, the mission, the vision that they have for their company, because everything has changed. Everything has changed, and we have to work from where we are today, what people want today, what the needs of the customer are, which has changed, and the needs of your internal customer, your employees, has changed. And we must recognize that. And so that starts with the number one step in my inside out framework. And it's inside out because it's employee first to your customer experience. Therefore, EX, employee experience, to CX, EX2CX. And that is really having full clarity on what your core values are today. And that means most likely, if not rewriting them, and if you're just starting, of course, you would need to write them. And if you're an established company, of course, people already know you for who you are, what your brand promise is, what you deliver. You've probably established something of a culture, or maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just a transaction. People come to you and they buy what they need, or they get the service they want, or they get the food they want, or they stay at the hotel they want. But go beyond that and really look at what is the culture that's going to attract people to your business. Who are the people that you want, who have the same values and character alignment with what you believe in, so that anyone who steps into their premise and their property, whatever it is, that they too are going to feel it and understand it and appreciate it. Excuse me, still a little bit of a cough. So, I hope that some of this resonates with everyone today. Bottom line, we'll keep this short for today, but the bottom line is that we have to approach the market differently today. And I hope that more organizations and more people will look at this differently and recognize that and reach out for support. Reach out for someone who's in alignment with your thinking to understand that and give a different perspective. And understanding that, yes, in leading differently, it means focusing on what we're doing internally with our customers first before. Because I've said this, and you've probably heard this as well. The internal customers, when you take care of their needs, they of course the needs of your external customers will be taken care of. And that happens how? When you apply my E3 recipe, and it's E3 plus 1 is the bonus. So E3 is educate, engage, and entrust. And you've probably heard me talk about it. And I'm not going to go back through it again today. We'll do it at some other time as well. You can listen to past episodes. You can reach out to me directly and talk about it. I would love it. Or check out my website, jillraff.com. Actually, I'll put that up here. I always forget to do that. So I will, let's see, put that up there for you right now where you can find that. There we go. So, yeah, and the E3 plus 1 recipe. So the key part of that is the plus 1 is the empathy. So it's educate, engage, and entrust to have your systems working for all of this to happen. That's on the systematic level. And then, of course, the engage and the last E is the empathy, is the human element, the EQ, the emotional quotient, the emotional intelligence that's so very important today that cannot be ignored. That is something that's really a game changer in business today versus in the past. Lonnie, thank you, Jill Raff, for another great and inspirational episode. Thank you for joining. It's always my pleasure, as you can tell. And I'm super passionate about this. And I believe when we prioritize our people, only great things can happen. Companies who before are always worried about their bottom line and having attraction and retention problems, once they crystallize who they are and create that connection culture, then suddenly that's going to go away. They will become the employer of choice. They will be the go-to business for people to want to be a part of and work for. So I just want to throw that out and really hope that everyone thinks about that. And certainly feel free to reach out to me if any of this resonates. And remember that empathy part, no matter what you do. Today, you can start making that little change. When you go into work, speak to the people that are around you in your team. Ask them genuinely about their day, whether it's a project they're working on or more specifically, what's something that they're passionate about. Ask them about that, because then you're showing that you care about who they are as an entire person, as a whole person, not just as a paid employee. So thank you for today. I just really want to thank those who joined. Let me just get rid of this banner here for a second. And thank you, Lonnie. Thank you, Felix, for joining and participating in the conversation. Always more fun. And I just want to remind everyone, remember that great EX creates great CX. Employee experience leads to great customer experience. And at the end of the day, to do that, we need to lead our people to success and not manage them. And we have to lead in this different way. So I hope I've given you something to think about today and invite you to continue to share this and join us again, listen to replays, and comment along the way. It's a lot more fun that way. Thank you again so much, and have a wonderful day.